أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي ليس لأوليته ابتداء ولا لأزليته انقضاء وانحصرت الأوصاف عن كنه معرفته ورضعت عظمته العقول والذي لا تواري عنه سماء ولا أرض أرضا ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيد البطحاء سيد المرسلين والأنبياء أبي القاسم محمد المصطفى وعلى الجوهرة القدسية البتول العذراء سيدة النساء فاطمة الزهراء وعلى بعلها أمير المؤمنين وبنيها الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
لا سيما على تقية الله وحجته الكبرى الذي بيمنه رزق الورى وبوجوده ثبتت الأرض والسماء ولولاه لصاحت الأرض بأهلها واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من حين عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فاطمة بضعة مني صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Sayyedah Fatima Salamullah Alayha is a part of the Prophet and part of his soul. Some of the narrations say he Ruhi allati bayna jambayya. She's my soul which is between the two sides of me. Tonight we are commemorating the martyrdom of the greatest lady, Sayyedah Fatima Zahra Salamullah Alayha, and we say our ta'ziyat and condolences to all of our imams, especially to the father of this great personality, Khatamun Nabiyyin or Sayyidul Mursaleen, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
We have narration that talks about 75 days that she passed away, 75 days after the departure of the Prophet. And we have some other narrations that talk about 90 days that she passes away, 90 days after the departure of her father. And usually we commemorate the martyrdom on both of those occasions. It's always good to talk about her greatness, her personality, and her traits. Tonight I have prepared some narrations specifically related to the time of her departure. What happened exactly right before her departure and after her departure, and her wasiyat and will at the end. So one of the narrations tells us that she asked Imam Ali alayhi salam to recite the Holy Quran, and Imam Ali alayhi salam was the one who was reciting Surah Yasin next to her. And so فَإِذَا أَنْتَ قَرَأْتَ يَاسِينَ فَاعْلَمْ أَنِّي قَدْ قَضِيتُ نَحْوِي.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So when you recite Yasin, Surah Yasin. So this is where I will die, depart this world, in other words. So, وَلَا تَكْشِفْ عَنِّي, don't make my body be visible. And فَإِنِّي مُطَهِّرَةٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ, I am a pure, clean and purified person. وَلْيُصَلِّ عَلَيَّ مَعَكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْأَدْنَى فَالْأَدْنَى, and only the closest people of our family should be reciting the prayers on me. Al-Adna, Fal-Adna means the one who are closest, and then those who are the lesser close. وَمَنْ رُزِقَ أَجْرِي, and those who have been granted my reward. This is a great reward. Praying on the Mayyit of the greatest lady of universe is not an ordinary thing, and it's not an ordinary tawfiq that is given to just anybody. It's definitely, a person has to be close enough to get this tawfiq from Allah. So, bury me in the night time, laylan fi qabri, that means bury me inside the grave at the night time. This is multiple narrations tell us about this wasiyat of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam. Bihada akhbarani Habibi Rasulullah, this is what my beloved Rasulullah has informed me. So Imam Ali alayhi salam says that says Wallahi laqad akhadhtu fi amriha wa ghassaltuha fi qamisiha. I took take care of her affair, and I washed her with her clothes on, with her shirt on, and walam akshif anha wallahi laqad kanat maymunatan tahiratan mutahharatan. That I swear to Allah, she was blessed and clean and purified. ثم حنطتها من فضلة حنوت رسول الله. These are the details that we don't find opportunity to talk about, but the night of when we commemorate her martyrdom is one of the best occasions where we need to know some of the details, how it actually happened and what Imam Ali had to say, what Hasanain alayhi salam had to say on that occasion. So I did the hunut. Hunut, tahneet means we rub the kafur, camphor, and 7 parts of the sajda, sujood of the dead person. So there was a hunut that was brought from paradise by Jibreel. Some of that was used for the tahneet process of the Prophet, and the remainder was utilized for the tahneet process of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam, applying those that kafur on the 7 parts of sajda. وَكَفَّنْتُهَا وَأَدْرَجْتُهَا فِي أَكْفَانِهَا. I did her kafan and I placed her in her kafan. فَلَمَّا هَمَمْتُ أَنْ أَعْقِدَ الرِّدَاء. When I intended to tie up the overall cloth. We have an overall cloth that we put on the dead person. Those of you who were here in the presentation I had at Zainab Center about the funeral procedures and wajib things, I did talk about the overall which is placed on a dead person, and the differences in the kafan of a woman and a man. We all discussed those things. So there's an overall chadar, a big cloth sheet that we place. So we tie up on 2 sides. Before Imam Ali tied up, he says, Nadaitu ya Umma Kulsum, ya Zainab, ya Sukaina, ya Fidda, ya Hassan, ya Hussein. Imam Ali calls all of them, Halummu tazawwadu min ummikum. So come over and, in other words, see your mother. So that's the last opportunity for them to have a look at the face of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam. فَهَذَا الْفِرَاقِ وَاللِّقَاءِ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. So this is the departure, and the meeting will be in paradise. So this is basically the last time to see your mom. فَأَقْبَلَ الْحَسَنُ وَالْحُسَيْنُ وَهُمَا يُنَادِيَانِ وحسرة لا تنتفي أبدا. So Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhi salam came forward, and obviously they were mourning the departure of the mother, complaining towards after the Holy Prophet. This is the pain and the sorrow that they're going through for the departure of their mother. Ya al-Hasan, Ya al-Hussein. So that's how they were calling their mom, oh the mother of Hassan and Hussein, oh the mother of Hussein. إذا لقيتي جدنا محمد المصطفى فاقرئيه منا السلام. When you meet our grandfather Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say convey our salam to him. وقولي له, and say to him, إن قد بقينا بعدك يتيمين. That after you we were left as orphans in this dunya. Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam says that I make Allah to be my witness. He saw Sayyidah Fatima while she was lying dead. She extended her hands. Maddat yadayha. Look at the miracle. Maddat yadayha wa dammahuma ila sadriha. So she hugged those two kids, Hassan and Hussein alayhi salam, to her chest. This is after the death. She did that. So وَإِذَا بِهَاتِفْ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ يُنَادِي, and an announcer from the world of ghaib, unseeable world, was announcing, Ya Abul Hasan irfa'huma anha. An announcer announced to Imam Ali alayhi salam to remove them away from her. فَلَقَدْ أَبْكَيَا وَاللَّهِ مَلَائِكَةَ السَّمَاوَاتِ, because Hassan and Hussein have made the angels of the heaven to cry. So when the angels in the heaven were seeing this situation, Hassan and Hussein were, with their mom and in that situation of crying, all of those angels in the heaven started to cry. فَقَدْ اشْتَاقَ الْحَبِيبُ إِلَى الْمَحْبُوبِ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the, is eager to meet with the beloved personality. قال فَرَفَعْتُهُمَا عَنْ صَدْرِهَا. I removed Hassan and Hussein from her chest. And then I started to tie up those knots on that overall sheet. So this is when Imam Ali salam finally takes her towards the grave. At that occasion, Imam Ali salam, it is narrated that Nada Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah. He started to say salam on the Prophet. Assalamu alayka ya Habib Allah. Salam on the beloved of Allah. Assalamu alayka ya Nur Allah. Salam on the Nur and light of Allah. Assalamu alayka ya Safat Allah, ya chosen one, the chosen one of Allah. Minni salam alayka wa tahiyyatu wasilatun minni ilayk wa ladayk min ibnatika an-nazila alayk. So this is greetings from your daughter who is arriving to you. And then Imam Ali says that al-wadi'a qad usturiddat, the amanat of Allah has been returned. Sayyidah Fatima was an amanat of Allah given to Imam Ali alayhi salam, special amanat and special trust entrusted to Imam Ali alayhi salam. وَالرَّهِينَ قَدْ أُخِذَتْ, and that trust has been taken back, taken away. فَوَا حُزْنَا عَلَى الرَّسُولِ ثُمَّ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ على البتول. How much sorrow did Imam Ali had over the departure of the Prophet, and after the Prophet, now the sorrow is for departure of Sayyidah Batul alayhi salam. وَلَقَدْ اسودت علي الغبراء وبعدت عني الخضراء فواحزنا ثم وأسفاه. And after that, Imam Ali salam recited to recite some ash'ar and poetry in Arabic, which I don't think I have to just read all that. But so this is this is one narration. And now, when you come to the wasiyat and will that Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam made before her departure, so that's multiple narrations that talk about that. So in one narrations, she says to Imam alayhi salam, "Inni usika an la yaliya ghusli wa kafani sewaka." My wasiyat is that no one should take care of my ghusl and kafan. Well, that's part of our aqidah and belief anyways. Only a ma'soom can take care of the washing of the body and hunut and ghusl and kafan. Some of the narrations tell us that Asma bint Umais salamullahi alayha was helping Imam alayhi salam in handing over the water into his hand. But obviously that's something outside of the ghusl. The ghusl itself was only done by the ma'soom. That's part of our belief. We studied that in the classes of beliefs already. So Sayyidah Fatima says the same thing, Inni usika an la yaliya husli. I do my will to you that only you should handle my washing, wa kafani, my shroud and kafan. So Imam Ali salam replied back, yes. Usika an la tadfinani wa la tu'dhin bi ahadan. Usika an tudfinani wa la tu'dhin bi ahadan. That I do wasiyat and will that you are supposed to do the dafn, means burial of mine, and don't inform anybody else. So here anybody else is a very vague statement, but we have multiple narrations. Some of them I have noted down here to tell you tonight, where Sayyidah Fatima is very clear. Even in some narrations the names are mentioned where she says, do not let this and this person to participate in my in these funeral services, mentioning by name. So this is extremely obvious. When you turn to narrations and find out, this is very, very clear that she explicitly asked Imam Ali salam not to let those two people be part of any of these services for Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam. So Inna Fatima, Kitab al-Manaqib says, Inna Fatima lamma hadratha al-wafat awsat aliyan an la yusalli alayha fulan wa fulan fa'amala bi wasiyatiha. When Fatima alayhi salam's final time came, she did the wasiyat to Imam Ali alayhi salam that do not let such and such two people to be participate in my prayers. Imam Ali did the same thing. So also in another narration we find that she says to Imam Ali alayhi salam that usika an la yashhad ahadun janazati min haula. Do I do wasiyat to you that don't let one of those people participate in my funeral. Alladhina zalamuni, those people who did dhulm upon me. Wa akhadhu haqqi, and they took away the haqq. The haqq of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam is definitely the fadak, which was usurped by these oppressors, and not only usurped, but they denied Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam's statement. Takzeeb, denying Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam equals to the takzeeb of Quran. You're denying the ayat al-tatheel. You're denying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam's statement are certified by Allah and the Holy Quran. They denied the Shahadat and witness of Sayyidah Fatima that you are just a woman and it's not accepted. Witness of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam is something that is accepted by the entire universe. If her witness is not accepted, no one else can carry any weight. Her witness has the same weight as any other ma'soom and higher than most of the ma'soomeen alayhim salam, because she is superior than everyone else other than the Holy Prophet Imam alayhi salam. She is superior than all the prophets, she is superior than all the rest of the 11 Imams. So her witness is the most, one of the most superior witnesses that you can ever imagine. And not only that, they rejected the witness of Hassan and Hussein by calling those two as kids, and they rejected their wasiyyat. So she says, so well, this haqq of fadak is actually directly related to the haqqul walaya of Imam Ali salam, Imam Ali's khilafat, because fadak was given precisely by Allah through commanding His Prophet to give it to Sayyidah Fatima for the sake of the strengthening of the concept of khilafat, because economics and politics are tied together. So there was only one piece of garden in a little small city of Medina. There were not thousands of gardens, and one significant size garden in the small city. And there were people whom Imam Ali provided the jobs. There were people who were working in the garden. There was a revenue coming in the hands of Imam Ali salam from that small, significant small garden. And Imam Ali is providing jobs. There is a flow of money. So when you have a flow of money in your hand and you are providing the jobs and the people turn to you in the society, then you play a pivotal role financially and politically in that society, right? So it definitely provides taqwiyat and strengthening of your personality in the society. And for the sake of strengthening of the walayat and khilafat of Imam Ali, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Prophet, وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ, the verse of Quran. So ذَا الْقُرْبَى, obviously, this is where Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam was given this garden. So this is for the haqq of walayat of Sayyidah Fatima, walayat of Imam Ali alayhi salam. فَإِنَّهُمْ عَدُوِّي, don't let them, because they did zulm on me and they took away my haqq, don't let them, because they are my enemies, wa adu Rasulullah, and the enemy of Rasulullah. Obviously the enemy of Rasulullah, that's not in the hadith, but I'm saying anyone who's the enemy of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam is obviously the enemy of Rasulullah. Didn't the Prophet already announce in hadith of Kisa, inni silmun liman salamahum wa harbun liman harabahum, right? Wa muhibbun liman ahabbahum. So I am at peace with all those who are at peace with these five al-khamsa al-tayyiba, like Panchtane Pak. So these five greatest personalities, and I am obviously Islamically and Shar'an, the rest of the 9 Imams are also included in Ayatul Tathir. So I am at peace with these Ma'sumeen alayhimus salam, and I am at war with those who are at war with these Ma'sumeen alayhimus salam. And whomsoever Rasulullah is at war, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at war. وَلَا تَتْرُكْ أَن يُصَلِّيَ عَلَيَّ أَحَدٌ مِّنْهُمْ, don't let any one of those people to pray over me. Praying over Sayyidah Fatima makes you forgiven and earns you one of the greatest rewards from Allah. They don't deserve those rewards, right? وَأَتْبَعِهِمْ, and not even their followers. Those people who are following those crooked and those oppressors should also not be allowed to come and participate. وَادْفِنِي فِي اللَّيْلِ, and bury me in the night time, إِذَا هَدَأَتِ الْعُيُونَ, when the eyes are at sleep. وَنَامَتِ الْأَبْصَارِ. So this is exactly what Imam Ali salam did when people gathered at the house of Imam Ali salam. Abu Zar came out of the house, said to those companions around the door that taking out of the janazah, taking out of the dead body has been delayed, so people got dispersed. So later on in the night, when the night came, this is where in the middle of the night her janazah was taken out. In Ilal al-Shara'i, Shaykh Saduq rahmatullah alayh narrates this hadith from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, لِأَيِّ, and the narrator asked Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, لِأَيِّ إِلَّةٍ دُفِنَتْ فَاطِمَةُ بِاللَّيْلِ, why was Fatima alayhi salam buried in the night? وَلَمْ تُدْفَنْ بِالنَّهَارِ, and she was not buried in the daytime. قَالَ لِأَنَّهَا أَوْصَتْ أَنْ لَا يُصَلِّي عَلَيْهَا رِجَالٌ, because she did her wasiyat that certain men should not be praying over her. Obviously, if it would be happening in the daytime, you cannot stop the people, right? So in the daytime, they would have been there, they would have been participating, and they did come to Imam alayhi salam after the burial to take the janazah out so we can pray. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but this is how they did. So they were not allowed to pray. Now, in the wasiyat, there's a long list of wasiyat and will of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam. One of those is about the marriage. She herself says in her wasiyat, Usika be'an tatazawwaja bi'umama bint ukhti Zainab. I do my wasiyat to you that you marry the daughter of my sister Zainab. Takunu li waladi misli. She is going to be like me for my kids, for my children. So that was the wasiyat of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam. Imam alayhi salam did marry Umama after her, and he had his 4 marriages. Imam alayhi salam had his 4 marriages. All 4 wives were alive at the time of the martyrdom of Imam alayhi salam. All 4 of his wives were alive. So in some narrations, it says that Sayyedah Fatima has written the wasiyat in the written form, and some of the narrations say that the wasiyat was made orally to Imam alayhi salam. So we have multiple narrations talking about these wasiyat. So in one narration, she says that إِذَا أَنَا مُتُّ فَتَوَلَّ أَنْتَ غُسْلِي, when I die, you take care of my ghusl, and jahizni, preparing the janazah. Tajhiz means preparation of the janazah. وَصَلِّ عَلَيَّ, you pray upon me. Imam Ali did the Salatul Mayyit. وَأَنزِلْنِي فِي قَبْرِي, you lay me down in the grave. So it's only Imam alayhi salam who laid Sayyedah Fatima into the grave. وَأَلْحِدْنِي, put me in the lahad. Sawwi at-turaba alayya, you sprinkle or pour down or put the soil over me. Wajlis inda ra'si qabalat wajhi wa aksar min tilawati al-Quran, and you sit next to my face and recite the Holy Quran a lot. Sayyedah Fatima is doing wasiyat to Imam alayhi salam to recite the Quran at the grave a lot, and the dua. فَإِنَّهَا سَاعَةٌ يَحْتَاجُ الْمَيِّتْ فِيهَا إِلَىٰ أُنْسِ الْأَحْيَاءِ, because that's the time where the dead person needs uns from the living ones. The living ones provide acquaintance to the dead person. وأنا أستودعك الله تعالى وأوصيك في ولدي خيرا, and I say farewell to you. I leave you to Allah, and doing wasiyat towards her kids. ثم ضمت إليها أم كلثوم وقالت لها. So this is one thing about the recitation of Quran and dua. And also another narration tells another great information for us from the wasiyat of Sayyedah Fatima alayhi salam. She says that Ya Abul Hasan, إذا أردت دفني فأخرج من هذا الحقة كاغذة واجعلها في كفني. When you want to bury me, take this paper out and put it in my kafan. What paper? Well, and Imam alayhi salam asked, what is that? And she says it's a secret. Imam alayhi salam asked her, and she says that حين أراد أن يزوجني منك, when Rasulullah wanted me to marry me with you, qala, Prophet said, Ya Fatima, hal tardayna an uzawwijaki min aliyin sadaq 400 dirham. Are you pleased that I marry you with Ali on 400 dirhams as mahr? فقلت رضيت بعلي ولا رضيت بصداق 400 dirham. I am pleased to marry Ali, but I am not pleased to get 400 dirhams as mahr. فجاء جبرائيل, Jibreel came and said, وقال يا رسول الله يقول الله تعالى جعلت الجنة وما فيها صداقا لفاطمة. Jibreel came and said that Allah says that I have made paradise and all that is in it as mahr of Fatima. قلت لا أرضى. Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam replied back, I am not pleased with that. She didn't agree with that much of the mahr. So قال أي شيء تريدين. So he said, what do you want? So she replies back, أريد أن she says أريد أمتك لأن قلبك مشغول بأمتك. Sayyidah Fatima said to her father that I want your ummat, your nation, because your heart is engaged with your nation. فرجع جبرائيل ثم جاء. Jibreel took the message and came back. بهذه الورقة, and this paper was brought by Jibreel at that occasion. مكتوب فيها, and in this paper it has been written جعلت أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم صداقا لفاطمة. That I have made the ummat of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as mahr of Fatima. So this is such a great thing, and this is how these personalities were taking care of sinners like me, sinners, people in this ummah. They were so much worried about us, worried about their followers, worried about their lovers, worried about their Shias, worried about their ummat, anyone who deserves to be part of the ummat. إِذَا كَانَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَخُذُ هَذَا الْكَاغَذ. When the day of judgment comes, I'm going to take this paper. So she's asking Imam alayhi salam to bury this inside her kafan. هذه قبالة شفاعة أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is a paper which is, in other words, like a guarantee for the shafa'at of the ummah of the Prophet. So this paper has been buried inside her kafan, and also in another narration, she says that she says to Imam Ali alayhi salam about burying her in, taking her janaza in the nash. It's something like a tabut, something like a coffin. Well, in those days it was not a tradition. It was not a tradition in the Arab world. Asma bint Umais, salamullah alayha, informed her when she came back from East Africa. She was the one who told Sayyidah Fatima that I saw this thing in that part of the world, that they were carrying the janazah of women in that kind of coffin which is raised from the top, so the body contour and figure is not visible for the men who are carrying the janazah of that woman. So she liked that, and she's doing her wasiyah to Imam Ali alayhi salam to take her janazah, her dead body, in that kind of coffin which is raised on the top. So otherwise usually people just put a sheet and you can see the body figure of a person. She didn't want that, she didn't like that. So she's doing the wasiyat about this kind of coffin. And this is the kind of coffin that was prepared and for her. In one narration it says she asked Asma to wait for a while, and then you call me. If I don't respond back, you can understand that I have departed this world. She did the same. She went outside, left Sayyidah Fatima inside her room. She waited for a while, and then she called Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam. There was no response. This is where she goes inside, kashafat an wajhiha, opened her face to see, and she saw that the soul has already departed this world. This is where Hasanain alayhi salam arrived, and they were obviously crying. Imam Hassan alayhi salam goes towards the face of Sayyidah Fatima, and Imam Hussain alayhi salam comes towards the leg of his mother. Asma brought the food for the children, and the children said, "Did you ever see us eating food without the mother?" That means we never ate food without our mom. So how would they eat the food without Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam? She asked them to go and inform Imam Ali alayhi salam. They went and informed Imam Ali. Some of the narrations say Imam Ali alayhi salam became unconscious. He got so much pain, so much sorrow, and they poured water over Imam Ali alayhi salam, and he became cautious, and then there he came. And this is the situation at that time. So Imam Ali alayhi salam arrives, and Ya Ummah, Ana ibnuka al-Hussein, kallimini. Imam Hussein was saying, "Mom, I'm your son Hussein, talk to me." How much pain did they went through? Imam Hassan alayhi salam, yuqabbiluha, he was kissing the face of his mother. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, yuqabbil rijlaha. Imam Hussain was kissing the legs of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam. This is how it happens at the final moment. And now Imam Ali alayhi salam, so obviously the janaza was prepared. Imam Ali alayhi salam recites the janaza. There were a handful of people who were participating in this janaza. And then when the janaza was taken out in the night for the burial, it is narrated that when Imam Ali alayhi salam is placing the janaza of Sayyidah Fatima in the grave, two hands came out miraculously who were similar to the hands of Rasulullah. Two hands came out of the qabr, were similar to the hands of Rasulullah. And they took the janaza, they took this dead body, and they took it, comfortably into the grave. Two hands that were similar to the hands of the Prophet. Imam Ali alayhi salam says at that time, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Bismillahi wa billah, wa ala millati Rasulillah. Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, sallamtuki ayyatuha as-siddiqa ila man huwa awla biki minni. I have given you, I have submitted you to someone who is closer to you than me. وَرَضِيتُ لَكِ بِمَا رَضِيَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى لَكِ. And I'm pleased about you with what Allah is pleased with. And then he recites this verse of Holy Quran, مِنْهَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ. We have created you. We learned from the verse, we created you from the soil. And وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ, and we are going to return you back into the soil. وَمِنْهَا نُخْرِجُكُمْ تَارَةً أُخْرَى, and we are going to take you out from the soil once again. My condolences to Imam Ali alayhi salam, and to Sayyedah Zainab and Kulthum and Hassan and Hussain alayhi salam. But at this time, I would like to say to Sayyidah Fatima that all of these things, definitely you are a Shahida, and Muhsin alayhi salam was killed in your womb. But we have Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam carrying Ali al-Asghar in his hands. And the Ashqiya are throwing arrow towards Ali al-Asghar. The arrow strikes the little neck of Ali Asghar and then penetrates into the hand of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Your janazah is placed into the qabr by Imam Ali alayhi salam. But Hussain ibn Ali, your son, his janazah is lying there for 3 days and nights. For 3 days and there is no one to take care of the ghusl and kafan. Your janazah, Imam Ali alayhi salam is praying over the janazah. But when it comes to Imam al-Hussain, La yawmaka yawmika ya Aba Abdullah, they prepare to crush the janazah of Imam al-Hussain with the hooves of the horses. We don't know how much is the sabr of Sayyedah Zainab to tolerate all that. To tolerate all that when she is seeing this situation going on against Imam al-Hussain. Sayyedah Zainab salamullah alayha, when she comes to the Talla Zainabiya, she comes close to Imam al-Hussain. Hada Husaynun murammadun bid-dima. This is Hussain, which is in other words drowned in his blood. Muqatta'ul a'dha, and his part of the bodies have been cut into pieces. Ilallah al-Mushtaka, wa ila Muhammad al-Mustafa, wa ila Ali al-Murtada, wa ila Hamza Sayyid al-Shuhada, Banatuka Sabaya, and your daughters have been taken captives. Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, the Ravi says, فَأَبْكَتْ وَاللَّهِ كُلَّ صَدِيقٍ وَعَدُوٍ. When Sayyidah Zainab was saying this statement, everyone started to cry at that occasion. Even the enemies started to cry when they heard this statement of Sayyidah Ta'us says, even the enemies started to cry when they heard the statement of Sayyidah Zainab. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam is there. Obviously, Imam al-Sajjad comes to bury the janazah of Imam al-Hussain. Miraculously, after a while, after the ummah was tested, but this is where we see that Mawla Amir al-Mu'mineen was saying, Bismillah wa billah wa ala millati Rasulillah. And the same is what Imam al-Hussain said in the final moments when his head was in the sajda, in the sujood. Bismillah wa billah wa ala millati Rasulillah. This is what Imam Hussain alayhi salam said. And we believe Sayyidah Fatima was watching. She was watching at that occasion when Imam Hussain was slaughtered. At that time, she was watching that when the Prophet was departing and Sayyidah Fatima was crying at that time. Prophet said a statement and Sayyidah Fatima became happy. When she was asked that why did you become happy, she said, Prophet said you will be the first person to join me. Sayyidah Fatima is the first person from Ahlul Bayt to join Rasulullah. And Imam Ali said to his wife before departure, when you see Rasulullah, tell him what this ummah has done towards me. Ala la'natullah.
وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. إلهي بحق الزهراء وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين. اللهم انصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين. اللهم انصر واحفظ وأيد علماءنا الربانيين ومراجعنا الربانيين لا سيما الولي الفقيه قائد المسلمين. اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين. اللهم فك عن الأسراء المسلمين. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى وعجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان واجعلنا من أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه وأعوانه بجاه محمد وآله الطاهرين. يا حسين
يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين